so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you're joining me from. I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a video. You can be among the first to receive it. Then go to the comment section at all times. Leave your comment, drop your contribution. If you have suggestions, make it out there. If you have any criticism, put it down on the comment section. It will make us to get better, presenting you a better program. Thank you.
Share the broadcast. As you join, you share on your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to those people around you. Share so that people can join us. They try to shut us up. They try to limit our viewers, but we will not allow them. Thank you for joining, Peter. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you for joining wherever you are joining from. I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone that have connected to this very program today. Any place you are joining us from, if you're joining us from Biafra land, you are joining us from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from Russia, whichever part of the world you are joining us on this program, I say may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect you. I appreciate every one of you that have connected to this program, everyone that have joined this program, wherever you are connected and you are joining us from. Thank you for joining. Please, as you join, don't keep the message to yourself. Try to make sure you reach out to people around you, your family, your friends. Share in all WhatsApp group that you belong. That is how we can be able to pass the message and get people across. It is not yet over until it is over. We must continue to do that which we know is the right thing to do. Continue to do it and don't allow anybody to distract you or anybody to make you do otherwise. Today, as we are marching forward into the freedom of the Biafran people, every one of us must pay attention to all signs around you. The most important thing to us today, as we are counting down on few days to go, question of hours to go, in these few hours that is remaining, we must have to continue to talk to each other. United we stand, but divided we fall. At this critical point in time, if you know that you have not yet joined the unity of the Biafran people, you must have to join right away. It is time for unity. Time for us to unify ourselves. If you know that thing you have in your own corner, that's your own idea, come inside and introduce that your idea. Remember the word of our Supreme Mazen Nnamdi Kanu that if you know whatever you are going to do to bring Biafra, bring it on board. You are welcome. Our spokesperson, Master Simon Epa, is making the same call today. That is why I call him the disciple of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, not because he said it, but because of what he does. The spiritual son of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, not because he said it, but because of what he's doing. That is why we are following him. He has opened up the gate once again and called on all the Biafrans to come on board in unity, in love, so that we can move into Biafra together. Just like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, we will not leave anybody behind. As long as you're from the old southeastern region, we are not going to leave anybody behind. We are going to take everybody along into Biafra. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu made it clear. And Master Simon Epa in his own terms also said that we are going to drag you into Biafra. Whether you like it or not, we will drag you. You know what it means to drag somebody? We will drag you into Biafra. And we are counting days. Not days, question of hours. We are counting hours. And things will begin to happen. In this last minute of our going into Biafra, any place you are in Biafra land today, any place you are on the planet Earth and you are a Biafran, you have but a little time to key in into the program, to key in into the movement, to ask yourself, are you sincerely ready for Biafra? If you are not ready for the battle of Biafra, you must not be a hindrance. Allow those who are born for this mission to carry it out and fulfill it. Allow those whom Chukwu Okebe have been appointed for this mission to take it on to the last minute. If you know that you don't have the lever to stand up for your people, to stand up for your unborn generation, to stand up for your unborn children, you can equally keep silent. You can equally look for a place to hide yourself. Because we are in a time where the restoration of Biafra is a must. Did you hear me clear? It is a must. We are in the last phase of the consultation. And you know how consultation is done in freedom fighting. We don't do anything without saying it. We will shout on top of our voices. We will scream, we will shout. It's left for you to pick up the information. Our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, have been doing a very marvelous job. And in this last minute, he opened the gates for reconciliation. No matter what you have done in the past, no matter what has been your stance in the past, no matter what has been your mistake, you are forgiven. Put everything behind you now that you have known the truth. Now that you have known that the only way for you is Biafra. Will you still be gambling? Will you still be pretending out of your greed, envy, and jealousy? Will you still be calling Master Simon Ekpa names? We are not expecting the enemies to call us good names, by the way. And the enemy will not finish. There will always be the Judas. But the reason why we are calling and making the broadcast we're making in the recent days is for those that still have some little conscience in them. Out of fear of what's going to be the outcome, they might make a mistake. It is because of those ones that have conscience. That is why we are speaking. The door is open for you to retrace your step and follow the right path. Because in this era that we're in, no human being will stop us. We have been vindicated in all angles, vindicated in all ramification. You wouldn't say you didn't hear. You wouldn't say you are not told. Today, every argument that we've been making for a very long time has been put to rest. Every name that you have been calling Master Simon Ekpa, put to rest. Every name you called Master Nandekano, put to rest. Every name you have been calling the auto-piloted IPOB under the leadership of Master Simon Ekpa and under the spokesmanship of Master Simon Ekpa and the leadership of Master Nandekano. Today we are vindicated. And I tell you, no matter what you think or what you say, because we are fighting a just cause, we will continue until we get to our destination. And no man born of a woman can stop us from getting to our destination. Because we are following the mandate of Chukwu Okebe. It is his mandate. No man can stop it. He laid the foundation for us and asked us to move, that it is time. And we are moving. For those of you who have been wasting their time, energy, wasting their words all this while, you still have the last minute. At these last hours, you can equally redeem yourself. You can redeem yourself by taking the right steps. Every message you have been preaching in the past have come to the open. When we told you that you are not part of the arrangement in the Zoological Republic. Nigeria does not have you in a plan. Not just the Biafrans, every indigenous person in that contraption called Nigeria, you are not in the plan. They have shown us once again that Nigeria is a company owned by the British. And you saw it in this election. While the European Union were busy condemning the election and how it was held, other observers were condemning the election. The British High Commission, Katrina Lyon, the criminal they put there to make sure that the status quo remained, she was there congratulating INEC. When we tell you that the British is the cause of our problem, that is it. They don't hide their shames. They do it even in the open because they feel nobody's going to do anything. These are people who swore that nobody from the south will take over power. They handed over into the hand of the Fulani Caliphate. And since independent today, it has been Fulanis running the affairs of the country. There has never been anybody that is genuinely find his way to Asarok, except through the Fulanis. Some of you will say that Obasanjo ruled for 8 years. Every one of you knew how Obasanjo came to power. You knew how Obasanjo became a president. From prison, under a certain condition which he has signed up to. After they must have killed MKO Abiola, who is supposed to be the first democratically elected president of the country. MKO Abiola, he was murdered in cold blood. And in order to pacify the Southwest, they went to the prison and brought their own man, Obasanjo, a military man who fought during the Biafran war, who took the life of many people, who will obey them and work under their command. They went and brought him. I want to ask you a question. When Obasanjo was brought from the prison to become the president of the Zoological Republic, are you telling me there is nobody in the Southwest that is qualified to be the president? Southwest to Ududua land, where we have very, very intelligent and sound people. In Southwest, we have intelligent and sound people, well-educated people. But yet, the Fulani Caliphate, after killing Abiola, bypassed every one of them and they went to prison and took a military man from the prison who they know will obey their command after some signatures and oath, and gave him the presidency. That was how Obasanjo became a president. Until tomorrow. That is why Obasanjo continued to speak about one Nigeria. Obasanjo was one of those who fought against Biafrans, who handed Biafra over to the Fulanis. So they have a soft spot for him, and he himself have a soft spot for them. That is why they went to prison and brought him. It is not because he's the most qualified or the most intelligent. In short, he doesn't come near anywhere. Obasanjo does not come close to anywhere. When you talk about intelligent people in Ududua land, he is nowhere to be found. When you talk about intelligent and well-educated people in the Southwest, you can't talk about Obasanjo. But because of the evil agenda, they used the presidency to compensate him. And you saw how he went. You saw how he went. Even while he was a president, he was battling with his vice, which is Atiku Abubakar. Atiku Abubakar gave him hell. Atiku Abubakar disobeyed him in everything. Atiku Abubakar, a full animal, was at war with him until the end of the term, the government. And some of you will say, good luck, Jonathan, Brother Jonathan became a president. You know how good luck Jonathan kept on board. You know what brought good luck Jonathan to the corridors of power. It was still the same luck. It wasn't before because he walked up normally to get to that point. No. What brought Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to Asoro was the death of Omar Yaradua. The death of Yaradua gave Goodluck the opportunity to become a president. And even in that opportunity, it was with a signature and agreement. He reached an agreement. That was why they allowed him. He got in. And when he got in his first tenure, when they saw that he was trying to deviate from that very agreement he reached, when they saw that he was trying to tamper with the constitution, when he called on the constitutional conference, all hell broke loose. They fought Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to stand still. With all the good work he did to them, with all the things he gave them, building schools, educating them, giving them contracts and all that, with all that, they fought Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to stand still. And even within that period, for everything Goodluck Ebele Jonathan did, they blamed the Igbos. The same people who were blaming the Igbo Biafrans, they will still at the same time go to the same southeast and tell some people that they are Niger Delta. When it comes to resources, they will tell them they are Niger Delta. But when it comes to vengeance, annoyance, anger, they will remind them that these Igbos are your brothers. Go and check. For every accusation against Goodluck Jonathan, everything that Goodluck Jonathan, the people that we accused, the people that we are punished for the government of the Goodluck Jonathan, people we are punished were the Igbo Biafrans. Igbo Biafrans were punished. Not because they were the ones in power, but because the caliphate, the Fulanis realized that these people in the old Southeastern region, they are one blood. But they will always try to deny it. And some of us that are fools, some of us who are mentally sick, we buy into that their Niger Delta nonsense. When they want to steal your resources, they will divide it into two, call it Niger Delta, so that it will be easy for them to steal. But after stealing, when it comes to other issues, they will now treat you the same way they treat your brothers in the mainland. That was what Goodluck Jonathan passed through. And every of these steps you see, every of these ideas were planted and built by the British. When we are telling you about the faulty foundation of the Zoological Republic, it is not a child's play. The faulty foundation. When the foundation is faulty, there is nothing you can put on top. That's what you can do. As long as you continue to allow this faulty foundation to exist, there will never ever be growth. There will never ever be peace. There will never ever be harmony in that contraption called Nigeria. The British laid a foundation for their company, which is Nigerian. A British company. That was their foundation. To favor them and to make sure that the float of the resources from that area is going to them. And they saw the willing tool who is chasing land. The homeless willing tool, the Fulanis, homeless. They have no home. They have no place of their own, have no identity. The British saw that they are the willing tools. They went and handed them over power. I have shared a video where a British man was making the confession. I shared a video where a British man was making a confession how they shared the resources from the southern part of Nigeria. How they hated the southern part of Nigeria. How they connived to take power away from the southern part of Nigeria. It is in the open. Every one of us saw it. I shared the video. So the man said it in the open that the British do not trust the Southerners. They don't trust the Ududua people, neither do they trust the Biafran people. And the evil started from the time of their independence. Why Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe and Chief Obafemi Awolowo we are going for independence. Tafawa Balewa wasn't ready. The North wasn't ready. Why the South was busy fighting for independence, they say they were not ready. These are people who are born slave. Born slave. But to the greatest surprise of everybody, when independence came, instead of giving the independence to people who fought for it and asked for it, it was handed over to the Fulanese to manipulate. The British man was confessing that it was heartbreaking and surprising to them that on the very day that the flag of Nigeria was lifted, the people who were fighting for that very freedom were not there. That the only people who were there were the Fulanese, the willing tool of the British, people who are ready to dance the tune of the British at all levels. We saw it. The willing tool, and that willing tool is still what is working today. And British is supporting their willing tool, following them step by step, making sure that they continue to hold everybody enslaved. That was why the restructuring that you are crying about today on various platforms, the restructuring that you pray for today to have, our eternal leader, Dim Odumegojuku, went to Ghana with Gowon to negotiate for this very restructuring. Negotiation was done perfectly. Every group came back happy. Until the British came in and made that call. When they made the call, Gowon turned 360 degrees and refused every agreement that was reached in Aburi. He refused it. And what happened? When he refused it, Ojuku has no choice than to go. Because already there is chaos. Life has been lost. There is no trust anymore. And what did they do? Instead of coming to the table, they brought war. The British brought war upon the Biafran people through General Gowon. They killed more than 5 million Biafrans, children, mothers, and our daughters. Majority of them were starved to death. Supported by the British. In the midst of the hunger and strife, the British was supplying Nigeria ammunition to fight. The British were supplying weapons, jet fighters. They went to the extent to go and convince Russia to send a flight officer that was committing genocide in Biafra land. And the Biafrans fought gallantly for 3 good years until they said no victory, no vanquish. And when they said no victory, no vanquish, this same man today, Obasanjo, was the one who took the Biafran officers to go on. When he took them there as somebody who has captured an area, he was celebrated. And it is because of that same mission, handing the Biafran people over to him, over to the caliphate. That is why they celebrate him, because he understands their language. And look at what is playing out today. You see why we don't believe anybody in that zoological republic. You see why it is only you and I that will find solution to our problem. When you see Obasanjo supporting the London boy, you are supposed to be mindful of what is coming. Obasanjo is a CIA. It's one of the instruments that the British is using to manipulate everything in Nigeria. He is part of it. So whatever he supports, you need to be very, very careful about it. Are you going to tell me that he doesn't know that the election will be rigged? Of course he knows. Are you going to tell me that Obasanjo doesn't know that P2B will be shortchanged? He knows. But in order to make that game very perfect, he played along. If you are a Biafran today, time has come for us to take our destiny into our own hand. We will not allow Onilo to continue to cause confusion in our midst. The Biafran people Don't allow Onyilo to cause confusion in our midst. When they tell you that your brother is the problem, tell them no, he is not. When they tell you that your own brother in the old southeastern region is the problem, tell them he's not. Tell them he's not. We know the manipulator. The British is the one planting that seed of discord, using the Fulani Caliphate to penetrate us. And if we can be able to stand up and pursue our freedom by ourselves without looking for help from outside, by the special grace of Chukwu, we shall overcome. That is what is about to happen. In few days' time, take it to the bank. Believe it, don't believe it. We are going into Biafra. Every challenges you are seeing today that we are facing are things that we are bound to face. Do not get distracted. Do not get distracted. They are going to play so many games to keep you down, to keep you on a standstill. They are going to tell you so many lies and propaganda. What is left for you if you continue to listen? A lot of lies have already been told. A lot of lies have already been told from different angles, from different corners. Some of us, even when we know that this is a lie, we believe it out of envy and jealousy, simply because you feel that the person who is in charge, you don't want to listen to him. Because you want to feel superior, you want to take to come from you, you begin to believe lies against your own brother. Every Biafran that is watching me, you should know wherever you are that today you have to begin to think home. Think home. Think about home. We have to come together and fight to get ourselves out of this very madness. The time has come for us to unite and join the good guy in this fight. Master Simon Ekpa didn't call himself a good guy. I know, you know that he is a good guy. And every one of us that is autopiloted today, we are the good guys. You can pretend for all I care. Time has come for us to take our destiny into our hand. We cannot continue to listen to propaganda and blackmail of the enemy from right, left, and center. We are lucky that we are following people who knows the trick and the game of the enemy. They will always come from all angles to push on their lies and propaganda and their blackmail. But as long as Chukwu Okikare lives, they will never succeed. Master Simon Ekpa, who is building on the foundation led by Master Nandekam, is indestructible. Because he's standing on the truth. You shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. Today you have seen his message, the message of Master Simon Ekpa, message of unity, message of love. You have the last chance to redeem yourself. Those of you who have sold your soul to the devil, those that still have conscience in them, you have the opportunity to redeem yourself. Come back. Let us take our freedom. Let us take our freedom from the enemy. Let us take our freedom from the enemy. Nobody is going to hand you freedom in the place of gold. Don't. Are you? How many times for God's sake will you be deceived? How many times will things happen to you for you to learn a lesson? How many times? How many times? Master Nande, you cannot ask that question. How many times will you be deceived before you learn your lesson? An intelligent man will only learn from what happens to others. You won't allow it to happen to you. You learn from what happened to others and you take correction and make sure it's happening. And even if you make a mistake, it happens to you, it must be only once, not twice. The enemy will not rest. They will try to calm the situation. For those of them who decided to choose a different path, you want to take a shortcut. But now it has become clear to you that there's no shortcut to redeem the Zoological Republic. When Mazen Nan, they kind of preach the message and say, no shortcut for you to redeem the Zoological Republic. The only way to redeem it is to end it all, disintegration, and begin to lay a new foundation. Each region lay a new foundation. If after that we decide to cooperate and work together, so be it, under an agreement, which we, by ourselves, we sit on a table and agree, not an agreement forced on us by someone else. Every single constitution you see in Nigeria is never the will of the people. And the British made it so. There has never been any constitution in Nigeria that is the will of the people. Not even one. In the same vein, there has never, ever been a democratic election in Nigeria. Every single election you see is rigged and will continue to be rigged. As long as the British continue to run the affairs of Nigeria, they will continue to rig the election. And when they rig it, they praise it at the same time. Just like in this very election that the whole world is seeing how they rigged it. Yet, the British, the ambassador in Nigeria, is congratulating the who want to congratulate. But of course, we knew what is going to happen before it happened. We always know the end from the beginning. That is our difference. The difference between us, the legitimate and genuine agitators, with those of them who claim to be human rights activists, those who claim to be motivational speakers. The difference between us and them, including their pastors and reverends, our difference is that we see the end from the beginning. But for them, they want to get to the end before they now know how it's going to end. If today, after what you have seen, if you're a Biafran, after what has just transpired, and you are still having hope that somehow you are part of the zoo, you are irredeemable. And when one Nigeria will happen to you, the one that is coming now, you will never survive it. The one Nigeria that is going to happen to you now, you will never, ever, ever survive it. In question of hours, the auto-piloted IPOB, under the spokesmanship of Master Simon Eba and on the leadership of Master Nandekan, we will launch ourselves into Biafra. Some of them are asking us, are we not doing the countdown? Our countdown continues, unshaken. You can't distract us and you cannot dictate the rule of the game for us. Chukwu Okike is the one to dictate the rule of the game. He gave us the template and we follow the template of Chukwu Okike. Your distraction cannot move us. Your propaganda and blackmail cannot move us. Our countdown continues. We are counting hours. Things are going to happen. But our concern today is our brothers and sisters who, out of their ignorance or mistakenly, went the wrong way, we are giving an open door for a second chance. It is not a thing of joy to see a Biafran lose his or her life. It is not the thing of joy to see Biafra and Biafran friends, even our neighbors and our visitors. It is not a thing of joy to see anybody lose their life. Every single human being on the planet Earth deserves the right to live. Every single human being on the planet Earth deserves the right to live and flourish, grow in your own space, and attain every height you want to attain to. Pursue it and get it. Genuinely, legitimately, that is what we believe as Biafrans. And that is what we are about to establish. Biafrans, we are not cowards. We are not scared of you. We are not scared of the world. We are not scared of the world powers. We are not scared of the British, neither the Americans. The time has come for Biafrans to preserve ourselves. The time has come for us to defend ourselves by all means possible. We did that in 1967, and they came with their deception. The whole world gathered together. They fought against us, attacked us. At the end of the day, they brought a deception and say, no victor, no vanquish. And they captured our officers, and they were handed over to the Fulanese. Philip Effiong told them, if you do not make the correction, if you continue to follow the same path that you have followed, more people, our children to come, will fight. They will fight to get that which belongs to them. And today, here are we. Every single thing that led to the Biafran War of 1967 has tripled. And they want us to fold our hand and continue to watch. The dehumanization of Biafran people, the destruction of Biafran lives and property, the bombing of Biafrans, the disenfranchisement of Biafrans, different kinds of atrocities against us, they have doubled. And you want us to fold our hands and continue to watch? Of course we will not. God forbid. God forbid. We have come a long way. I thank Chukwu Okikabian for our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekano, wherever he is. Chukwu Okikabian will continue to bless him. Mazen Nandekano started early to prepare us. How I wish we paid attention. How I wish we paid attention. We would have gone a long time ago. But because we never paid attention, some of them were busy calling him names. We are busy attacking him. The same thing they are doing against Mansa today. The same thing. How I wish every single one of them locked themselves up and refused to come out to vote. You are looking for easy way. That was the easiest way you can follow to make your speech. That was the easiest way. Easiest way to launch yourself out of that very social republic. How I wish the whole Biafran people listened to Mansa and locked up everywhere. But of course, you wouldn't listen. Who is he to give you an order? And today, you went out to vote, some of you, thinking that you will blackmail us to attack you. Of course, the life of Biafran people matters to us more than anything. And this one has shown it. I say it on all my programs. I say it on my program that we are not pleased at the death of anybody. Not a Biafran, not our visitors, not our friends. We are not pleased at the death of anybody. And it is not in our line. It's not in our style to take innocent life. Our responsibility is to defend Biafra land and protect every life in Biafra land. That is the responsibility that was given to us. And Mazen Nandekan reminded us in court to protect and defend Biafra people. And that is what we have been doing. But when we told the Biafran people to sit at home to secure them, to sit at home to make a massive statement of a walkout, those who are working for the Janjaweed convince those they will convince. They set in confusion and cause chaos. And because we warned and say, do not come out, they thought that maybe we are going, our liberation force is going to come out and begin to take innocent lives. We don't do that. We have never done that in the past. And those who were calm and listening, you saw how it happened. That the Biafra land was the most peaceful area within the election period. The most peaceful area. Because they were focused on the southwest and the north. They were focused on that area to make sure that they destroy lives and property and make sure that the London boy doesn't go anywhere. They were focused on that area. And the Liberation Army were there watching them. After you have gone out to exercise your stupidity, here are you today. After exercising your stupidity, here are you today. Every of those votes that you have casted is going to waste. And what are they telling you? Go to court. They are telling you to go to court. Tell me, which court is Peter Obi going to go to? Is it the same court that refused to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu after 3 judges unanimously say, let him go, he's innocent? The same court that ordered the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and Peter Obi refused to speak about it. Peter Obi refused to open his mouth and call for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Even when the court in the land said, release him and let him go, Peter Obi kept silent. He didn't talk. And today, all of a sudden, I'm hearing, I'll go to court. I'll go to court. Laughable. And some of you that is watching, some that claim to be Biafrans, they are watching and they are carried away with the motivational speech of Peter Obi. Which court are you going to? So now you know that somebody can equally go to court to get justice, right? I want you to remember the saying which says that injustice against one is injustice against all. When it happens to your brother, you never spoke. When it happens to someone else, you support it. When there is injustice against somebody, you support it, either by silence or by speaking. When you support injustice against one person, it must definitely come back to you. They said that the evil that men do these days live with them. You can't escape it. Just tell me. When I hear them talk of going to court, I'll begin to laugh. Which court? The same court that ordered the release of your own brother, and you refuse to speak about it. In fact, you supported the detention of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. So many of you who support obedience, so many of you who were supporting the election, I saw somebody on Twitter was saying that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu should be held until after the election. They were supporting the illegal detention of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, even when the court had pronounced Mazen Nnamdi Kanu innocent. 3 judges, not 1, not 2, 3 judges unanimously said, let him go, he's innocent. The man that wanted to go and look for justice today was there, campaigning. He never mentioned Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in his mouth one day. He never, ever. Maybe I didn't see. If you saw him where he was making a case for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu or asking for his release, please send me the video. I would like to see it. If you have seen a video where Peter Obi was demanding for the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu or asking the government to free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu because the court has set him free, if you have the video, send it to me. I would like to watch. Is it that same court that you want to go to look for your own justice? But when injustice was meted to your own brother, you kept silent. You kept silent because of your own personal interests. Because you want to be a president. Injustice was meted against your own brother, and you kept silent and pretend you're not saying it. It was okay for you then. Your own brother was held against his will, illegally detained. Even when you know that you have the voice, you were gallivanting from one country to the other, from UK to the US, gallivanting everywhere. There was never a place where you mentioned the case of your brother, who the court is detaining illegally. But today, here are you. You want to go to court to seek for justice. Laughable. That's why I say be careful what you wish for. The same thing you wish for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going to come on you. The same thing you wish for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is going to fall on you. You are rejoicing at Mazen Nnamdi Kanu detention. Don't be surprised you're going to meet him there. Don't be surprised if you found yourself in detention. Do not be surprised. In the same vein, you ignored speaking about the issue of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Today, you are coming out to prepare yourself to go to court. Injustice against one is injustice against all. When it happened to someone, you refuse to speak. Today, it is your own turn. It is your turn. And you want to go to that same court where you refuse to make a case for Mazen Nandekan to seek for justice. The same justice you yourself do never want to see because of your selfish interest. And so many of them who were following him then. It shocked me. It shocked me when somebody was saying that he doesn't support the release of Mazen Nandekan. That if Mazen Nandekan is released, it is going to jeopardize their chances. And because of that, he is supporting the illegal detention of Mazen Nandekan. Well, the only message I have for Biafran is that don't get distracted. Do not allow anybody to distract you. It is not the time to blame. But I'm mentioning all these issues to keep you awake. Just like my spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, have said, it is not a time to blame anybody. Enough of the blame. What I'm doing is just to remind you where you're coming from so that you don't make the same mistake again. The solution to the problem remains Biafra. In like manner, the solution to the problem remains disintegration. For all the energy you're going to channel on protest, for all the energy you're going to put into protests for something that is not going to happen, put at the back of your mind that the solution to the problem remains disintegration. As you are protesting, for those of you who go and protest, put that at the back of your mind. For those of you who are going to come out to protest, put it at the back of your mind that what you are heading for is dissolution of the Zoological Republic. Every region will go their separate ways. Then and only then will you have a sane society where people can actually live like human. It is going to happen. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what you believe. It doesn't matter the angle you're coming from. It doesn't matter. The solution remains disintegration. And the earlier you begin to understand it, the better for you. Stop pretending. If you are an Ududua person, begin to ask questions to your fellow Ududua brothers. Ask them, what are they doing? How are they preparing? Join the preparation for Ududua that is coming. If you are from the middle belt, call the attention of your people. Find out what they are doing. Join them and begin to lay strategies on how to build a nation. If you are from Arewa, begin to ask yourself questions. How are you going to make your own nation? Create your Islamic Republic and defend your land. And you that is from the old Southeastern region, the present South, and the Southeast, the Biafran people, if you have not keyed into the struggle, I don't know what you're waiting for. We are in the last days. We are in the last hours. And the good guy, Master Simon Ekpa, is gracious enough to open his hand wide. It is left for you to redeem yourself. You can equally redeem yourself at this point in time, clear your record at this point in time. He has made it very clear that this is not the time for blame. We have blamed enough. One the Janjaweed wants is for us to begin to fight each other, to begin to look at us as the problem. That has always been the strategy of the British, to divide us and rule us. They plant that hatred to make us feel that we are the problem of each other. That is why sometimes you see them, they come out during the time of where they were preparing for this their evil election. When you engage these people, when you are telling them facts of what is going to happen, because we know what will happen at the end from the beginning. When you engage them, they will tell you that Master Simon Ekpa is standing as a hindrance. He doesn't love Biafra. Why is it that this time that they have somebody from their region who want to be a president, it is the time he wants to stop it. He wants to stop it. He's causing problem. How do you say you love Biafran people and you want to stop the chance of your own region? Propaganda. But those of us who are the hardcore followers of Mazen Nandekano, students of Mazen Nandekano, those of us who have studied Nigeria, how it comes, those of us who have been studying Nigeria from independence up to date, we knew that there is no project like Igbo presidency in their affairs. No, you are not part of the business. You are not part of the discussion. And they say it over and over again. They make it very clear. They don't miss word. The Fulanis are ready to go to war instead of giving an Igbo Biafran a presidency. Just watch and see. Fulanis are ready to go to war instead of giving you that presidency. You call it a bluff, right? You think it's a joke. I thank Chukwu that it's not all of us that think it's a joke. For us, the auto-piloted IPOB, under the spokesmanship of Mazi Simon Ekpa and on the left of Mazi Nandikan, we don't take the word of Fulanis as a joke. We take them serious. That is why we face them head on. We speak on that language that they understand. And it doesn't matter the propaganda and blackmail you bring. It should be dead on arrival. Wherever you are in Biafra land today, this is the time of reconciliation. This is the time for you to think home. Whatever propaganda and blackmail you have, whatever hatred you have, keep it in your pocket. I have talked about self-preservation. We have to revisit self-preservation. How do we preserve ourselves? That should be the utmost concern of everybody in Biafra land. Self-preservation. That should be our utmost concern at this particular point in time. The only thing that's supposed to matter to you today is how to get your own nation, a place where you can be able to pursue any career you want, a place where you can be able to dream, have any dream, aspire for things and get it. That should be your concern, because already today it is very clear for you that in the contraption corner there are certain things you don't aspire for because it will never come to you. In the present Zolotary Republic, there are certain things you must not aspire for. There are certain things you must not put your hand into. It doesn't matter how qualified you are. It doesn't matter how educated you think you are. It doesn't matter how popular you are. There are certain positions you cannot attend as long as you remain in the Zolotary Republic. It's either you accept to be a slave, third-class citizen, or you are not. And I tell you today, many Biafrans are very much awake. That is my joy. When I remember somebody like our Supreme Leader Mazi Nandikan, I am filled with joy. When I see somebody like our spokesperson Mazi Simon Ekpa, I feel with joy. I know there are still men who are men. When I see the autopiloted people, IPOB, autopiloted by Chukwu Kukabem, when I see them, I have faith that there are still people who can lay their life down to change the status quo. When I see the group of Umuada, our women, Umuada, standing their ground to make difference against all odds. So many of them have faced different kind of attack, different kinds of name calling and humanization. Still, when I see Umuada, the Umuada standing their ground, I have no fear. I feel with joy that there are still people there who are ready for that which is right. When I see our autopilot media decimating information, debunking all the lies, and setting the record the way it's supposed to be straight, I'm filled with joy. And I know that victory is sure. Chukwu Kukabiyama will never lie. He can never lie. His yes is yes and his no is no. Whatever he says must definitely come to pass. It might tarry, but it will come to pass. Or the actualization of Biafra have tarried for so long. The actualization of Biafra has tarried for so long and will not anymore. Today, the enemy have set the stage by themselves. They have lit the fire already. And we're going to match them word to word, action to action, question of hours. If you are in Biafra land today and you're watching me, prepare yourself. Honorable one number also. I always like to remind you about this word, honorable one number also, because it is very important. That is what is going to save us. That is why the reconciliation message is very important. Honorable one number also. Honorable one number also. That is the only way we can survive. That was one of the major things that helped us during the Civil War. Whatever we have sharing it together. We are fighting together in one mind. On the one number also. Injustice against one is injustice against all. Do not be a friend to the enemy of your brother. Don't be a friend to him because he's definitely going to take you out. He will only use you to get at your brother, and at the end, you'll be destroyed. The hater of your brother cannot love you. It doesn't matter how you pretend or how he pretends. The hater of your brother cannot love you. That is one thing some people don't know. Today, when I see people shouting on different platforms, talking about their court, I laugh. When I see people on different platforms talking about go to court, go to court, go to court, I laugh. We are too lazy and too dull to do things at the right time. The mistake we made in the past is still what is haunting us up to today. Did any one of you remember when the Chief Justice of the Federation was removed? Onoye. I want to take your mind back. Every one of you were here when Onoye, the Chief Justice of the Federation, was removed for no just cause. They removed him. For no just cause, the executives left their own arm. Executive arm of government left their own, and they came to judiciary arm of government and they removed the person that is in charge. The executive removed him. All hell did not break loose. People kept silent and they pretend they didn't say it. People felt it was okay. You didn't protest. In Nigeria, you don't journalists, you don't do anything. They were all still moving along, doing what they feel like is good for them. Onoge was removed in broad daylight. And you saw where it led us to. You saw where it led us to. They took the judiciary and handed it to the Sharia. The Caliphate held it, and they began to use it to commit all manner of atrocities, all manner of, begin to sign all manner of bill and all, bill this and bill that, begin to cause all manner of havoc. We are following that same foundation. That was when they put fear in the judiciary. Judiciary can no longer stand on their own. They can't even speak their voice. Look at the case of Wasula Mazen Nandekano. In the case of Wasula Mazen Nandekano, 3 judges unanimously say, let him go. Instead of obeying the order of the court, they transferred the judges, sent them away, and they brought the ones that will obey them. The 3 judges were transferred automatically, and they brought the ones that obey them. And since then, they played the state of execution of judgment. Even though when they know it's an illegality. That illegality is still going on, and nobody's talking. It doesn't concern you. After all, he's an Igbo man. After all, it is Mazen Nandekan. He's not a member of your family. He's not your direct brother. It doesn't concern you. What is important to you is your own political career. No, I will not talk about him so that it won't affect my political career. And today, that your dead dream has been affected. You want to go to the same court which you supported their illegality to fight for you to get freedom. And you think that Chukwu will permit you, or you think you will succeed. You will never succeed. You never succeed. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your garden time. And that is why we, the Biafran people, We are not giving chance to any idiot. We are not. We don't give ear or chance to any idiot anywhere. We don't. We are focused on that which we want, and we pursue it until we get it. And we will definitely get that which we want. Chukwu Okike Abiama gave us the foundation that we are following. Chukwu Okike Abiama gave Mazen Nnamdi Kanu the template you see us playing today. And in that template, we pursue it. Master Simon is following diligently into our freedom. And there's nothing any man can do about it. If you are a Biafran, you still have, if you're a Biafran and you're sitting at the fence, or if you're a Biafran and you have betrayed in one way or the other, this is the last opportunity for you. After this time of grace, whatever happens to you, you will be held responsible. Whatever happens to you, your blood will be on your head. The chance has been given for you to redeem yourself. If you fail to redeem yourself, so be it. We can help you. Chukwu Okike Abiama, who have placed us the state that we are today. Chukwu Okike Abiama, who has given us the grace today to be alive up to the very minute. Chukwu Okike Abiama, who has laid the foundation for us to work out. For us to establish a nation where he will be worshipped in truth and in spirit. We will never disappoint him. We will follow that template he has given us to the last. And I'm telling you that in a few days' time, we are going to be singing a different song. Every Biafran across the world, any part of the world you are as a Biafran, I urge you to continue to pray and focus. Don't get distracted. Do not be weak. Do not listen to the voice of the enemy. Do not let them to discourage you or distract you. Be focused. Be focused. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said the Biafra will come in such a way that no man will take the glory. The last miracle of the planet Earth is about to happen. Look at how things are going. Just look at it. When I look at how the whole thing is unfolding, I will laugh. You know, when we said nobody should come out for the election, Biafran people should sit at home. What they are watching is to see how we attack our brothers and sisters and kill our brothers and sisters and that. And we have said time with that number that these people are the ones using this to blackmail us. That is why it is important that Biafrans, when we say sit at home, you sit at home. Because they are the blackmailers. So they were waiting. Some of them who were still ignorantly thinking that we are the ones taking life of Biafrans, they were waiting to see what happened. One of the idiots confronted me and he called me and he was talking rubbish. Thank God I blocked the nonsense out of him. Called me. One of the idiots, he called me on phone. Maybe simply because he knows me and he called me on phone. He was talking trash. I didn't have anything to respond to him. I just, I block him. Maybe he'll be watching me because he knows my platform. If you don't have anything to offer, allow those that have things to offer to continue. If your brain is dead, go ahead with your dead brain. Biafra is big. Biafra is going to contain every one of us, both our visitors, our in-laws, and friends. Biafra will contain every one of us. So if you feel you cannot be able to fight for it, keep silent. Just keep silent and relax. Go away. When Biafra comes, you can come in. If you know you don't have the liver to stand, to talk, or to fight for Biafra, just give way. Look for any country to travel to. Look for anywhere, go and hide yourself. In Biafra land, we have men who are men. We have volunteers. We have people, Biafrans, who are ready to put their life on the line to make sure that the kingdom of God on heaven is established on the planet Earth. We have men who are waiting. We have allies who are waiting. Everything is in place. Just like our spokesperson, Master Samanako, said in his broadcast, if you have listened to him in his broadcast, he said every single thing that will make Biafra a reality they are in place. So when you hear us talking about reconciliation, it is not as if we are begging you to come. We are not begging you to come and do anything. We are not begging you to come and. What we are saying is that we want you to have peace within yourself. Have peace so that you can be able to survive and step into Biafra as well. Because some of you will die out of high blood pressure. Some of you, what you will see will marvel you. What you see will make you commit suicide. That is why we are trying to reconcile you back so that you can be able to understand what is happening. For those of them who have sold their soul to the devil, nothing will stop you not to face Biafran law. You will answer your case in the Biafran court of law. If the court of law in Biafran land said that you are innocent, so be it. But if you are found guilty, you are going to face the full wrath of the law in Biafran land. You must have to pay attention at this time. This is a great opportunity in Biafran land. If you are a Biafran, those of you who has mistakenly, one way or the other, misunderstood our goodwill for Biafran people, the people that has conscience, this is an opportunity for you to have a turnaround. We are not asking you, I repeat, we are not asking you to come and fight or come and join us to do. No, that's not what we're asking for. Be silent. Come back to your senses. Make contribution where you can. If you cannot, sit back. Let those whom Chukwu Okokari have given the mandate to restore Biafra, restore it. Then and after that, you can come in. Biafra will be big enough to contain every one of us. You must wake up from your slumber. Any place you are in Biafran land, if you are genuinely a Biafran, don't allow anybody to distract you or deceive you. Do not allow any blackmailer to deceive you. We have come a long way. If Mazen Nnamdi Kanu could say in 2016 that we have crossed the Rubicon, I wonder what he is saying now. Our Supreme Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, whom you abandoned in the hand of DSS, is going to come out. Yes, he will. He's going to come out and he's going to raise the flag of Biafra. If you think that the Fulanis are taking this fight for a joke, they are not. Those of you who say you want to go to court, laughable. It's laughable. But I will advise you, those of you whom they will deceive, don't be deceived. Don't allow anyone to deceive you. Don't waste your energy. Just like you wasted your energy during the NSAS. Just like you exposed your life to danger during the NSAS. You exposed your life to danger. You wasted your energy after all said and done. Things get worse. You are about to make the same mistake. Some of you are going to die for nothing. Some of you are going to put your life on the line on nothing. Some of you waste your life on nothing. Don't waste your energy. If you want to fight, fight for a just cause. If you want to fight that fight that will yield fruit. Put up a fight that will yield fruit. That is what you're supposed to do. Not this kind of fight you're fighting. No. Fight a fight that will yield fruit if you want to fight. But if you choose the other way around, it's left for you. It's left for you. But I tell you, the coming of Biafra, no man born of a woman can stop it. In 2023 that we are in. In 2023. So don't bother. So what about our countdown? Don't bother. I'm telling you now, we have hours to go. We have about 72 hours more to go. The auto-piloted IPOB under the spokesmanship of Master Simon Epa and on the list of Master, we are consistency personified. Consistency, this was the very IPOB that Mazen Nanekano talked about. The very IPOB that Mazen Nanekano told that they are whiter than snow. And he also told us that we are now in autopilot. There's no two ways about it. There's nothing you can do about it. There is nothing on the planet Earth I can do about it, I tell you. In the time that we are in, Every hand must be on deck. In the time that we are in, is the appointed time of Chukwu Okabia. In the time that we're in, the 100 men chosen by Chukwu Okabia are very much around. And there is nothing you can do about it. This is a time of reconciliation. Every Biafran must reconcile themselves to themselves. Begin to reconcile yourself to yourself. Self-preservation. Put yourself first. Put yourself first. At least for once. Put yourself first. It is not a crime. There's no way you can love others without loving yourself first. That's why you see sometimes you see Biafran, they show much love to outsiders, but within themselves, they limit themselves. We don't have to. At this era that we are in, a time when the Fulanis have spoken openly and told us that we are not part of the arrangement in the zoo. We are not part of the arrangement. It is clear. This statement is so loud a statement that even a deaf and dumb person will hear it. You see, that's one funny thing. Some of you who are obedient, you really think that because why we are calling for no voting on election was because we hate P2B. Is that what you are thinking? Some of you who are in this one Nigeria issue, did you think in your wildest dream that why we were saying we will not participate in the election is because of P2B, we hate him all? You must be mad if that's what you think. Why we were saying that they will listen, because we knew that P2B will not win. They only wanted him to use him to legitimize the election. That was why we are calling on the Biafran people. We are calling on the Biafran people, don't participate. Because we knew that P2B was not coming in to win election, but was coming in to drag you into it, to legitimize that election. That's what he succeeded in doing. And that is the only achievement he has made. The only achievement he has made, it was to make sure he dragged the Biafran people into the election so that they will say, Biafran people voted. And that was what we saw. And we were shouting and telling you don't participate. Because we knew that sincerely and legitimately, no Biafran will be a president in Nigeria. No Igbo Biafran will be a president in Nigeria. It doesn't work. It cannot happen. The Fulanis will prefer going to war than for them to allow an Igbo president. And you have seen it. In case you don't see, you have seen it clearly in this case of P2B. Even when it was very clear that P2B won every single place he won. There's no doubt about it. He won on all sides. But did they give it to him? Was he called about? Was he announced? Even in order to push him away, they made sure they disobeyed law, they break rules. That is how bad it is. When they are fighting against the Biafrans, they ignore the law, they break the rules, they break all laws, break all rules, just to make sure they get at Biafran people. The same thing they did to Mazen Nanikan. In order to kidnap Mazen Nanikan, they break international law, went to Kenya, send Mazen Nanikan to Nigeria through extraordinary rendition. The court said, they are still holding, they break laws to hold Biafrans down. That is how bad it is. For you to deal with these lawless people, you yourself must be lawless. We have to break laws. We have to break laws. We have to break laws to get out of their hand. There's certain language that the Fulanis understand. We will have to speak in that language that they understand. We have to speak that language loud. The same way they break laws to get at us, we will break laws to get ourselves out from the zoo. May Chukwu Okabia give us strength. We must fight this battle, and we're going to win. Every Biafran watching, any place you're watching from, prepare yourself for what is coming. Prepare yourself. Never give up. Don't get distracted. No matter the propaganda you hear, no matter the blackmail, no matter, do not get distracted. Don't allow anyone. This is not the time for blames. This is not the time to allow yourself to be intimidated. This is not the time to allow people to continue to abuse and use you. Don't allow that. You're welcome, my beloved brother Ifani. I've seen you trying to come in all this while, but I think they were kicking you out. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. The network is.
Yeah, I've been seeing your invitation and all that. The network will allow you to get in. It's too sad. That's what we have to face, but we must continue. No matter the kind of attack we get and all that, we have to continue preaching the gospel because that is what we are signed up for. And not now, in this very time that we are in, this is a time for reconciliation. Just as I was saying, every hand has to be on deck. It is not a time to blame. Whatever mistake you have made in the past, whatever way you have fallen short, you have the opportunity to make correction now. Every one of you, any place you are, you have the opportunity to make correction now. Forget about your envy, your jealousy, your pride, and whatever. If you don't do it now, you might not live to tell the story because in hours, you are going to see things that you cannot imagine. But as long as Chukwu Kamema lives, we are going to overcome every single thing they have thrown at us. They have made their final mistake. As I said, whatever step they take comes to our own advantage. And it will continue to be so until we move into our promised land. You're welcome, my brother. Can you hear me? Are you there, my beloved brother Ifani? Okay. So, my fellow Biafrans, this is a time that every one of us have to reflect. You must have to reflect to where we are coming from and where we are going. Self-preservation is something I have told you that if there is something you will learn from the Fulanis, it is that self-preservation. If there is one thing we will learn from them, it is self-preservation. No matter how bad things are on their side, no matter how bad their life is, no matter how bad their brother or their sister is, no matter how bad their own tribal person is, they still accept them. They don't sell them out. That is one thing we must know. They protect their own. The Fulanis, they defend and protect their own at all times. They defend their own, they protect their own. No matter how bad their own is, they will always defend it, they will always protect it, they will always make sure that they stand for it. So in this our era, as we are moving, we must learn that. We must learn that. If there is one thing we borrow from them, that is one thing you have to borrow. Learn to defend yourself. Learn to preserve your own self. Put yourself first. Donald Trump, when he came to power, said it is America first. And he did that. That was what, throughout his tenure, he was fighting for America. And there's nothing wrong about it. Biafrans, we must have to learn to put ourselves first at this period of reconciliation before we move into our journey very soon. Are you there, my beloved brother?
Yes, I'm here. And you know, one thing that
I think you're having issues with your network over there. The journey that we are on to, the journey that we must take to an end. No matter how they try to hinder us, no matter how they try to stop us, we must not give in. Today, people are confessing on different platforms. Today, you see some of them getting back into their flight to where they're coming from. Some who have called us names that still have the balls, they are confessing. Some that still have the balls are saying that after all, that now finally they have realized their mistake. Some of them who are still sincere and bold enough to make a statement, they have said they realized their mistake after a long time. They are repenting. But some have not yet realized their mistake. Some are still bent on preaching that evil message. Some are still bent on working against that which is right. But for many of them, when you go to their platform, they have hung on the towel already. So many of them have said, I have lost faith in Nigeria finally. I can't vote anymore. I saw some of them cutting their PVC up. But when we told you, don't waste your time to go for that PVC, you never believed it. Mazen and they can, even before now, have made it very clear to every one of us that the only people that have the right to give you a president or whatever you're looking for is the INEC. It is not your PVC. INEC choose whoever they want. It has happened in the governorship, it has happened in the and today it's happening in the presidency. It has happened in the presidency before. INEC only decide who goes in and who goes out. But in all this time when we talk about this, people tend not to understand what we're talking about. Some pretend not to know what we're talking about. Some said, okay, let's give the last chance. This is the last chance. Your last chance has expired. And you see the same thing we are talking about. You see the same thing that is happening. Are you now going to take a new leaf and follow the right direction, which is the only solution for every indigenous person? Disintegration. Referendum. Are you now ready to pursue that referendum, which will give you the right to decide your fate? Are you now ready to pursue the referendum, which will give you the right to pursue your fate? If you are not ready, we can't help you. But I will beg you to give way for those who are ready. If you're not ready, give way. Don't be a stumbling block. Because if you choose to be a stumbling block, we will crush you. We will not spare you. As I said before, Biafra is going to be a nation that will accommodate all. If you are exhausted, you don't have nothing to offer anymore, no problem. Take your blanket, cover yourself, just go to sleep. When Biafra comes, we'll wake you up, you can join us. But for you to be a stumbling block to the actualization of Biafra, what will happen to you, only Chukwu can tell. The same one Nigeria you support, the same one Nigeria you protect, they are going to take you to the slaughter. And you have nobody to cry for you at that time. My brother, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Thank
We can't hear you. Your voice is not coming out.
God bless you so much for your. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you a little bit. I can hear you.
Okay. Thank you for the good work that you're doing, and all the media warriors. We are never going to back down, and we are never to give up. Just like those that would trying to convince and show the nakedness of one Nigeria and one Nigeria holds them, and yet they are putting their head in the same pot that they have been told that's dead in it. You know, when we are talking about the election and the system of the governance and the judicial system, just like the yes. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can connect it to, because if I connect to Bluetooth, it will be having a callback. Is it better now? Hello?
Hello?
Is it better now? Is it better now?
Yeah, better. It's better now. It's better now.
Okay. So when we were telling this obedience, just like they are clamoring now, many of them making some voice calls, that protest, many of them saying they're going to boycott the coming elections of the governors and all that. All these things are medicine after death. You've known it very well that the judicial system of Nigeria is dead and dead and dead completely, because it's in the hand of the Janjaweed. Just like the just like what that drew my attention because I just joined and you were talking about the judicial system. I wanted to talk about the former chief judge, Honor, the Bayelsa guy that was removed without any accusation, without anything, without any justification. The federal government just grouped some lawyers and they accused him of something that they didn't even approve of. They removed him as at the time they would now make an inquiry and do their research and do their investigation to know if or not he's guilty or not guilty, which is an abomination. A chief judge of a federation, you removed him without anybody making any comment. And they did this because they know that Jonathan is coming back for his second tenure. And so long as Honoren is there as a good lawyer, as a good judge, that there's nothing you will do in the judicial system that he will not stand by the truth and tell you that this is the person that win the election. And it's very appalling that it has been a routine, it has been a custom now in Nigeria that the only people that will now tell you that will give a clear justification of who wins or who loses is the court, which is an abomination. It's no more like our leader said, it's not the will of the people that governs the people that chooses their leader. What chooses their leader is INEC, number one. When INEC do their own impunity, then the judicial system will back the impunity of the INEC up because it's the same clique of these criminals.
That's right.
In the judicial system. So the whole thing boils down at the structure of Nigeria. If you sat down to think about this country, which I don't think an average Nigerian have ever sit down to think deep into the system of this Nigeria, because if you are 20, 22, 15, you should know, you are old enough to know what Nigeria entails and what Nigeria is all about. Are you getting it? The system of the country is so corrupt and dilapidated that there's nothing you can do to leverage it. There's nothing you can do to save it, to salvage it from this particular system. Because from the grassroots, from the head down to the grassroots, just like the Buhari, the person that they are using, Buhari's name, in a replacement said that Nigeria is from top to bottom. Are you getting it? From top to the bottom, like he said, is all corrupt. And you see what is happening in the elites. The same people, you keep on recycling the same set of people. And this set of people does not die. If this person is not APC today, just like Obi was former original Apuga, which he swore on his life. While Ojukwu was alive, the video is out there. Now he decamped to a PDP, and from PDP to Labour Party, the same person. That same person that you know his character as an Apuga changed the color of his uniform and joined the PDP. Changed the color of his uniform and joined Apuga, the same person. Just like the same person from APC to PDP, from PDP back to APC, the same people. Just like Wike, he said it in the open, it was a video call and somebody was recording it on video. He was asking whosoever that he's chatting with that he should give him a concrete promise. He should come on the air and say it so that people will know that this is the main reason why he's leaving PDP to APC. This is what they have been doing all the day long. Now you will say APC has been the government. That's why when people talk about APC, PDP, this one is better than this one, the thing irritates me. Because before you say that, that means you are daft.
You are daft.
Exactly.
It's just like the same building, the same building, the same structure, the same everything. You repainted it. It's still the same building, the same foundation.
It is.
Nothing has been added. The only thing that changes the color. But once you enter the building itself, if that building's foundation was originally 3 rooms, it will remain 3 rooms till Jesus come. If that
right.
building's foundation is 5 rooms, it remains 5. If you like, repaint it 100 times, it will still remain 5 rooms. If there's no enough accommodation inside the room, if the room is no roomy enough that it can accommodate people, if you like, keep on repainting it and beautifying it, it's still the same tiny room. That's what it will still remain. That is what these people have failed to understand. That when you're saying that this time is APC government that is dealing with us, we are going to leave APC government and vote for APGA and vote for PDP. That same people that you see that made APC government that you're crying for not to work are warming themselves up to join that same your APGA. If that your APGA happens to win. And the person that is the vice to that your APGA that you're campaigning for is a Mauritanian, not even a Nigerian. Just like the Fulani is not Nigerians. They are not indigenous to the land. So before you know the in-depth of your destruction or the in-depth of the mess that you are in, you have to know the cause of that sickness. Just like you go to the hospital these days, not like those days in the olden days, there's nothing like lab in this side of Africa. But I know there must be in the Western world. If you go to chemists will start by asking you, how is he doing you? What he's trying to find out is the symptoms to know the type of drug that he will administer to you. But now, lab has made it possible that once you go, he don't need to ask you all those questions. What he will do is just to go overall check on your system and know which of the system is malfunctioning, and he will give you drug that will correct it. Are you getting it? But by the time you go to your doctor, you hide you're feeling headache, and your doctor asks you, how is he doing? He said that your nails is like, if you're walking, the thing will be paining you. He will only give you a drug where there's nothing wrong, where something is not wrong, but your problem is the headache. Once that headache is there, it's just like somebody that is suffering of ulcer. Ulcer will come with a lot of problems, headache, weakness, and all that, body pains and all that. If you did take care of that ulcer, that body pains and the weakness, and you're being hungry, once you've not eaten early in the morning, you're being hungry like as if they dried you up, it will still continue that same way. So your problem is this contraption called Nigeria. If you are able to terminate this contraption, your life will be preserved. You will no longer come out to protest that you've been disenfranchised, because the system will work credibly to defend your rights. Whenever you are expressing that you're not, that anytime that you're expressing that you're not happy on whatever the government is doing, there will be no police, there will be no army anywhere that will come and shut you. Rather, the police will be there to protect and guide the protesters. The police will be there to guide the protesters. I've seen in America that time of Flora Joy, when they killed that black American guy in America. The young girl, yes, Joy Floyd, the young girl that were protesting, the young girl was standing at the front of the military, well equipped. And the military, the commander that came, the captain or the commander, so whatever rank that is in the army, in the U.S. Army, he have to kneel on his knees for the citizens to know that they are not here to harm them, but they are here to calm whatever is their grievances, for them to calm down, that everything will be taken care of. They have to kneel. Then every other person kneel. Why the citizens are standing? Because they are the power of the masses. for them to be in the military. If there's no citizens for them to protect, there's no need you being a military man.
Yeah.
You being a
They don't have a
military
job.
man is as good as you don't have a job. It's as good as useless. It's just like somebody that is you're a bank manager, you are a customer care, you are at where you dispense cash to the customers, and the customer comes to collect his money, and you are being rude and arrogant to that person, knowing fully well that if all these customers did not bring their money to the bank, there's no banking system. There will be no banking system. You will not have an institution that is banking system that you will apply for, that you will go and read the accountancy in the higher ed, in the universities to come and get a job in the bank. This is what these uneducated officers that we have. These are the things that they lack. That you don't protect few individuals because they are giving you, not that they are giving you good money. Sometimes they give you 20,000. Sometimes they just buy drink and give to you people to drink yourself to stupor. For that reason, you protect his life against the citizens that are directly, not indirectly, that are directly fighting for your own right as an officer. Because if you have a working system, there's no police officer that need to stand on the sun just to collect 100 naira to see if he can have a good life, or to buy something, or to pay for some of his bills. Because of the underpayment of the police and the army. Imagine where a military man will be paid 50,000, 55,000 without any allowance, without any other thing, no nothing, no good. If you have been opportune, I've been in barracks, in many barracks, in 82 division in Biafran land here. If you go to that place, you will see how liquidated that place look like. Even where refugees are living are not like that. If you go there, you will see the picture of the ancient of the days, ancient picture. Those pictures you see during the Biafra war, you see it in military barracks today. And they live there like animals. And some people that are well learned, that are schooled, that has what it takes to put one and one together to become two. I'm telling you that as a way to change your situation, that you as a military man, as a policeman, can serve, and you will be a blessing to your family and your generation forever and ever, so long as you serve your country. Are you trying to tell me that in United States today, that is a serving military or as a serving police, whether you die on duty or you die when you have served the country and they're retired, and the country will just forget you, forget your family, or even trying to rape your wife, sleep with your wife before they give you the right that is well due to you as somebody that sacrificed his life for the country. But these are the impunity that is going on in this contraption. But you're not seeing it. The only thing your eyes is fixated at is you can't vote. You can't vote. It's your civic right. No, if they are speaking all this nonsense and dead English that they went to school to cram without sense, the thing irritates me. The thing irritates me. That you say you're a professor, you're a doctor of this, you're a doctor of that, but you're not seeing death right in front of you. You say that you're a human rights activist, but you're seeing a system that are fastly approaching a nomadic system that will infringe on the right of everybody if they succeed to Islamize the so-called country you said is your own. Are you trying to tell me in Afghanistan today that the people of Afghanistan are they talking about democracy and human rights? They are not. Because you don't have a mind of your own. The Taliban think for you. The Taliban take decisions for you. The Taliban tells you what to do and what not to do. And if you fail to do it, you pay with your life. And the international community will do them nothing. The world powers will do them nothing. The only thing the world powers are telling them now is we will try as much as possible to protect the dignity of women in Afghanistan. But we are all there watching when the template of these Taliban for over 20 years are taking place. These are the things that the Biafrans, Simon Eba, and all these media warriors, my brother King, Adesanya Parawa, Biafra Unite, all of them, all of them put together. These are the things that they are putting their life, their voice every time, telling you that this particular system is decayed. There's nothing you can get. There's no way. If you want to filter it, I want to give you give us a little analysis. For those that grew up in the village, I grew up in the village, so I know a lot of things about village life. If you grew up in the village, you will get some sense. You'll be able to analyze. You will be able to reason, and you will be able to read in between the lines. In those days in the village, if you have there's this weed, you know, the English people, they call it weed. We don't call it weed, we call it amala, or you call it amala. We call it amala. Those things, if you keep it in the store, maybe you think you're preserving it, and all this ant, that this small ant that used to eat those things, and those ants find their way into that weed. Maybe in your mind, you still have food stored for yourself. The day you will now go, maybe the one you're using are finished and you want to go and use that one, you find out that these things are eating this thing up. No matter how much you try to filter it, when those termites have eaten it, no matter how much you try to filter it, you will not get anything from it, unless if you are ready to eat it with that small ants. That is how Nigeria, that is the level where Nigeria is now. Nigeria have decayed, that even if you say, okay, let's filter Nigeria to see if that what you will see remaining is chaff. And chaff, when the wind comes, it blows it away.
That's right.
Nigeria. There's no substance remaining in Nigeria. When Nigeria would have been corrected, or something would have been squeezed out from it, is that 1967, and before 1967, 1970, before the paper independence that they give to them. That is when Nigeria you would have said, you will save something, just like your house is burning and you were able to get some things out before the whole house go down. But as it stands now, the whole thing has turned to ashes. So when you keep your money in the drawer, there's this time in the main market, there's a particular line, exchange line, that caught fire. Those people, they keep dollars, they keep naira, they keep a lot of things. So the next day, people that keep their money in safe, if you open the safe, the money will still look as if it's still very much okay, that nothing has happened to it. But once you touch it, it turns to dust. It turns to ashes. That's how Nigeria is now. If you're looking at Nigeria, you'll be thinking, let's just vote in the good people. Let's just vote in PDP. Let's just vote in Labour Party. That PDP and APC have disappointed us for 62 years. Let's vote in a party that nobody in it has been corrupt. A new system, new everything. They will come and fight the status quo that have been destroying the country. It's a lie. Because it's not only Obi that is the party, Labour. Labour Party is not Obi. There are other cabals that made up the Labour Party. And once you see that Labour Party win, you will see Dino Malaya with the camp, will come on the channel's television and say that since I've been in APC, it has been problem. So therefore, I'm going to join Obi. Obi has been my friend from the school days. I stood with him. I did this one with him. And so therefore, I'm going to Labour Party. Dave Umai will tell you, do you know Obi is my brother? So there's no way I will be in APC. That is a northern party. I'm going to Labour because that is where we will labor to save Nigeria. You will see each and every one of them will go to Labour farm. Why are they doing that? They are doing it so that the government of the day will always favor them, and the government of the day, they will always have a stake to it. They will always have the power to do what? To regulate it the way it will go. Because when they come, you will see Dave Omai will still be the one in charge of a boy. Soludo will still be the one in charge of Anambra. And all these people, they will still be where they are, doing the same job that we are doing.
Exactly.
And the present government will not be able to probe them because now they are part of you. And you cannot start fighting yourself. So for how long are we going to get sense? And no, just like our leader said, your PVC will not give you any leader. Your PVC will not do anything for you. The only people that decide the fate of 200 and something million people is the INEC. Few people in INEC. Few people that are not up to 100 in INEC, they decide the fate of 200 million people. And this impunity has been happening over and over and over and over again. And your pastors, whether the GOs, your imam, your native doctor will tell you, hold on. Your native doctor, your pastor, your everybody, they will come and tell you, you should hold on. God is still doing something on this new Nigeria. I can see a new Nigeria coming. This is the deceit from the pit of hell. There's no new Nigeria coming. The only thing that is coming is doom, and is going to be very disastrous. If everybody will fold his hand and allow it to come. The game has been played. They know that once they give to Tinubu, that there will be no much uproar from the West. Because the arrangement, they keep on maintaining the status quo. It's only the Biafrans and some Hausa peasants that have decided to accept their fate in their conquer, that are still condoning this evil.
Yeah.
Because the arrangement is Fulani first, then Yoruba second citizen, then the Igbo the third citizen, then every other person. Anywhere you find yourself, whatever position you find yourself, you fix yourself in there. And it has been like that. Yet, you're not getting sense. And why they make Yoruba second is not for any other thing. They want to system. Yoruba will think the way the Hausa people were thinking. No, it's two of us that are the masters of this game. You are not. You've been beaten in that game. Are you getting me? You are just living in the shadows. When you would think that the both of you are the masters of this game, they will be planting their areas in different states. Am I still coming out?
Yeah, you're coming out.
Am I still coming out?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
You're coming out.
You're still thinking that you are one of the game, you are one of the players. Okay. When you're still thinking that you're one of the players, that you are the second in command in all these things that is happening, they will be planting their emirs in different states in the West. By the time they finish triangulating all the West, they now know that all their emirs are now stored in all the states. They will not be doing anything that you're saying. They will just be settling small dispute, land dispute in the small, in the village, in the location where they find themselves. They'll just be doing it. The Yoruba people will even love them and say, ha, these Fulani people are saying the truth. Can you imagine? My brother wants to collect my land from me. Is this emir of the Fulani that settled this thing? He even give me some money to go and start doing something on that land so that nobody will collect it from me. In fact, I bless God for this emir that God bring for us. The conquest has started. Before you know it, your mind will be polluted against your own people. That is what happened to the Hausa people. And when they will start going after your emir and your kings, how did the Yoruba people call their own king?
The Obas.
The Obas. When they will begin to go against your Obas, you will feel less concerned. After all, they are doing the right thing. Since they started governing my village has been in a very peaceful distance. Everybody is living in harmony. This is Takia. But at the time they now know that none of this your elite can now save you, they will now bring in their war dogs. In one night, that same village that has been in peace for more than 30 years, every living thing in that place will go down. It happened in Benue State, in Agatu. Every living thing in that place will go down. The remnants that survived, the shock will be, what happened? Where did we go wrong? These people were living peacefully with them. Because this has been the story that every village that have been ransacked from the Benue State, both in Biafran land, both in other parts, they will always tell you that we've been living in peace with these Fulani people for many years. But what happened is what we cannot place our hand. There were no problems, there were no misunderstandings, there were no clashes. All of a sudden, one night, they woke up with their machete and the gun and everything that they got, weapons, and destroy lives. Because their coming is to take over your ancestral land. So the more you vote for one Nigeria, the more you make their job more easier. Now, it's only Fulani that is in the system now. This Muslim ticket have taken place. And you're not knowing it. The only thing you're coming out now to protest is that you've been defranchised. Return my mandate. They will be laughing at you. The only thing that will tell you is go, let's see ourselves in the court.
Simple.
And the international community will tell you, your protest doesn't mean anything now. If you say you win, if you go and prove it in the court, bring your evidence and go to the Fulani court and prove it. You will bring all the evidence in the world. When you bring it there, the Fulani jihadist lawyer will tell you that your case does not have any merit. It lacks merit. And that is it. And he's dismissing it.
That is after 7 years, or just like Atiku case and Buhari case ended just last few months.
Yes. There's nothing else you would do. Or you can take the case up for like another 4 years.
Of course, now.
Then the first
Atiku case and Buhari case. Atiku and Buhari case just ended about 2 weeks ago.
Take it up again until he finishes his second term. So this is the foolishness that the Nigerians has been in. So if you're listening to us, your only remedy is the disintegration of Nigeria. It will disintegrate the interests of the West, disintegrate the jihadist agenda, disintegrate the debt that are looming and waiting for everyone. So thank you, my brother, the king. I appreciate you for giving me your platform. And Twitter is really on me seriously. if I create a new account, it doesn't matter. I've even gone to the extent of buying a new gadget to do so, and they keep on suppressing my account. The last one, they shut it down yesterday.
You're welcome, my brother. That is what we are facing now. The attack on various platforms is not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. So we are just trying to manage to survive on most of the platforms to keep on going. So the attack is everywhere on our platform, but we will not relent.
We're not going to
the attack. Either if they allow you to broadcast, they will kick out their viewers. Look at a platform that has almost 50,000 followers. Only 4 people are watching us. That is what they do. They try to stab you to make sure you become uncomfortable and all that. Thank you so much, my brother. I appreciate your contribution. Thank you so much. You're always there and adding meaning to what we are doing. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much. Chukwu will keep us to see Biafra very, very soon. So everybody that is watching, those who are still there watching, who they did not be able to kick out, I appreciate every one of you that have been here from the beginning of this broadcast, and we've spent almost 2 hours here. So I'm ending the program, and we will continue again by tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu. Thank you all, wherever you are watching from. I say, may Chukwu guide and protect you, secure you, give you the grace to continue to fight on until we get into our promised land. May Chukwu guide and protect the Biafran people, guide and protect the Lua people, guide and protect the Middle Beltans, guide and protect everyone that is genuinely seeking for freedom. May Chukwu be our guide and protector, secure our media warriors, the Umuada, the ESN, and all the forces fighting on the ground for our freedom. May Chukwu guide and protect our spokesperson, Master Simon Epa, guide and protect our supreme leader, Master Nandekan. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from, and stay blessed. See you again tomorrow. Be blessed. Bye-bye.